Welcome, everyone, to today's New York Now Digital Talks, a deep dive into the New York Now digital market. Before we begin, let me address some housekeeping. The audio portion of this webcast is broadcast over the internet, so be sure to make sure your computer's audio device is available and unmuted and that the volume is turned up to a level that you can hear it. If you are having any trouble receiving the audio, please select the question mark in the webinar interface and select Test My System. This should give you information on any connection issues you might be having. Often, just simply disconnecting and rejoining the event will allow you to catch a better stream. We would like to reserve some time at the end of today's webinar to address any questions you may have. It's very easy to submit your questions to our presenters. Simply use the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen to submit your questions, and we will make every effort to address everyone that we can. This webinar is being fully recorded and will be available on demand after the live webinar is complete. Let me introduce you to today's host. Many of you will be familiar with Eileen Shaw, an innovator in the design community, branding and execution of international events and exhibitions. Eileen's company, Shaw Productions, founded and produces Design Pavilion, a cultural event in Times Square, bringing design and innovation in an experiential way to millions of New Yorkers and visitors to the city. Eileen also produces Design Talks NYC, offering inspirational topics by some of today's most insightful design thinkers. Eileen, welcome to today's webinar.
Thank you, Sandra, so very much. It's a pleasure to be here today as we make history and witness yet another step for our industry evolving into the 21st century. And even if we've been forced to accelerate these plans due to current COVID circumstances, a strong user-friendly digital platform has always been planned for the near future. So now, the future is now, and here we are. So welcome everyone to New York Now's Digital Market Informational Webinar. We've been anxiously awaiting today's presentation to learn more about this new powerful state-of-the-art AI and machine learning platform. And what does that mean exactly? And how does it work? And what will it do for you, our exhibitors and our buyers? It's my pleasure to introduce Tim Hart, Senior Vice President of the Retail Group at Emerald and responsible for New York Now and American Handcrafted. Tim's expertise is in a variety of strategy and business development roles, which he shared at UBM and Informa prior to joining Emerald. Tim was responsible for driving new opportunities globally, including launches, international sales, and acquisition and integration of some of the most world-renowned product and fashion trade shows. Don't let his lovely British accent fool you. Tim is a full-fledged New Yorker after working here over 15 years. And joining Tim today is Meg Estevez, Vice President of Marketing for Emerald, managing New York Now and American Handcrafted shows. And Meg's background is in digital marketing for multi-platform media companies, connecting people everywhere. Prior to joining Emerald, Meg was the VP Corporate Director of Marketing at Future US Inc., where she successfully implemented company-wide transitions from print to digital, including 23 Apple editions, 7 Kindle editions, and 8 editions on Google Play. So we're in very good hands today, and let's get right into it. So Tim, hi. And you're so welcome. Let's start by introducing the platform. What is it? What's it about?
Thank you, Eileen, and thanks to everyone for joining. It's great to be with you all in your homes and offices this afternoon. I should say with classic timing, some drilling and hammering has started up outside my apartment, so hopefully that doesn't interrupt us too much as we work through this. First, I want to say how excited we all are at New York Now by the opportunity to work with you guys all together on this project and provide a means for you to connect with our retailers. The buzz around our virtual office and Zoom calls has been incredible as we launch this digital market and think about the possibilities it creates for us to support you all. Now, we all know 2020 is a unique year, but we come to you with commitment and dedication to support you all get business done by connecting your brands and products with our retailers. You know, a friend of mine likes to use the phrase, sometimes you have to slow down to speed up. And I feel that's exactly what New York Now has done here. We aren't the first to market, but we've taken our time, we've done our homework, and we've been thorough. And I come to you with confidence the solution we're presenting to you works, is ready to go, and will create value for your business. So our vision for the platform is straightforward. It's to bring you a platform that's simple, easy to use for all, is aesthetically pleasing, and drives connections. We surveyed our buyers back in May, and 80% are looking for just that, a platform to connect with brands that is simple. I got to say, I'm so pleased. The initial response has been fantastic. We're a week in, and I think we have 50 brands signed up, including Vista Alegre, Arca Crafts, World Finds, Look Term 1917, Swahili Africa Modern, Shira Leah, and Terra Firma Ceramics. So we're delighted with the initial progress, but there's a lot more work to do on this journey. So what is the New York Now digital market, to come back to Eileen's question? So the market will launch for 5 live show days on Saturday, October the 3rd, and will run until Wednesday, October the 7th. The live show days will feature content and sessions, and exhibitors will man their booths so they can interact with buyers right away. The content will include the New York Now Awards, presentations on trends, and of course, New York Now's trademark practical content to help retailers be successful. However, this is just the beginning, because the market will remain on after the 7th to connect buyers and brands for appointments all year round. And fundamentally, the idea is to bring everything that New York Now is known for direct to our community at a time when we can't meet in person. So think breadth, depth, and diversity of retailers and brands. Big focus on search capabilities to help buyers explore and discover fresh brands, new brands, and of course to reconnect with tried and true brands. The search will be powered by artificial intelligence and machine learning, and I'll talk more about that shortly. Now, what we are not another wholesale e-commerce platform. There's plenty of those already. But what we are is a powerful lead gen, visibility, search and discovery tool to drive more business to you. Now, the heart of the product, and Meg is going to talk about this in more detail shortly, is the digital booth. So that's somewhere where brands can upload their profile, upload documents, chat over text with buyers, have recorded and live video, do video calls and set appointments and upload product images. We're offering 3 packages: Captivate, Accelerate. So I should start again: Activate, Accelerate, and Captivate in that order. Activate is the entry point at $600 to provide a very affordable point, and then Captivate is the most expensive option, and that's limited edition with a wait list. We'll go into all of that in more detail shortly. We'll move to the next page. Thank you. So what's different about the New York Now digital market? Well, there's 5 points here we really want to stress. I think the first is that it's simple and user-friendly. It's easy for buyers to navigate. It's easy for exhibitors to set up the digital booth. And again, Meg will show you that shortly. Secondly, it's a proven digital event platform. It's not beta. It's not stitched together across a patchwork of sites. It's an integrated platform in one place. Our partner for this is a company called Swapcard. It's based in Paris, Seattle, and India. They work with several other large event organizers, including Informa and Reed, and they also work with Google when Google produces digital events. It's a flexible platform, so it's available on both a desktop and a mobile app. I think the mobile app's particularly exciting. If a buyer is logged off from their desktop or laptop, they can easily fire up a video call from the sofa and connect with a brand there and then. We mentioned the search before. So the search and the filtering is very powerful and driven by artificial intelligence and machine learning. So what does that mean in practice, right? So all the content in a buyer or brand profile is used to create matches between buyers and brands. That's the artificial intelligence. And as buyers browse and interact on the platform, go to sessions, take actions, look at products, the machine keeps learning and it further tailors and personalizes product recommendations for buyers. And we expect this will ultimately drive higher quality, more relevant leads for our brands. Fourth key point to stress is New York Now's retailer focus and reach. We have a carefully curated emailable database of 140,000 retailers and 118,000 social followers. And as many of you know, we have a retail relations team that's out there in the market right now, building relationships with stores and owners, and you can see the work that our team is doing on Instagram right now. Fifth key point, the diversity of the market. New York Now is known for being diverse. You will see our full breadth and depth of products across categories at the event, and we'll expect to have many international brands and buyers at the New York Now digital market. So in sum, what does all this mean? Well, we're going to be a powerful lead generation, visibility, search, and discovery tool. Okay, hopefully that whets your appetite a little bit. I will now pause and Meg will begin to talk about the platform and its functionality in more detail. This is a demo of key functionality rather than a detailed look at all features. That will follow once we're up and running in September.
Thanks, Tim. That's great. And thanks everybody for having us. The biggest thing to take from all of this, as I know it's a lot of information, it's proven technology. We've taken our time. It's basically a true digital marketing experience. No patchwork. Everything is going to be in there. I have many years of experience in digital marketing, and Swapcart is by far the best platform that I've been able to work on, front end and back end, and we'll show you that in the demos that are coming up. Like Tim said, it's all about product discovery and connection. That's what the community has been asking us for, and that's what we're delivering. We want to make sure that you come onto the site, you come into the digital marketplace, and you're able to easily and intuitively search. You're able to just find what you're looking for and connect with who you want to connect. Beautiful and easy to use. As you can see by our presentation, that's who we are. We want to make sure that when you're browsing through the digital market, it's an experience. It's not just about, I know we all know it's our work, but it's an experience. You want to feel happy. You want to feel involved. You want to feel consumed by, the pages and the beautiful products that we have to offer you in the digital market. Our number one goal is just about that. And, between the AI and the machine learning, it just seamlessly comes together to give you that experience. And we have a big team behind us. The digital marketing team has over 40 years of digital marketing experience. We're true and tried. We've like Tim said, we did our homework, because just like anything in the world, as retailers, as brands, when you want to put a product together, you take the time to do your research, to put it together and come out with a product that's just going to be awesome. And that's what we're going to deliver to you. The biggest thing to the discovery is your digital booth, and that's what we want to talk about. We want to make sure that you understand how easy it is to set up your digital booth. It's so seamless. It's the best that I've seen, and I get very excited because my background, like I said, is in digital, but it's just like the clicking, the uploading, and not having to even think about how big is this file. Is just basically the cropping tools that it has is just the ultimate technology. But what we do want to do is not just talk about it, right? We want to show you. And we had our senior exhibitor marketing manager, Sandra Kehoe, actually put a demo together. You'll be viewing the exhibitor center journey and the buyer journey. So while I go into this, because we want to make sure that we run through this now, let me click right in here. We'll make this full screen for you to enjoy.
So once you have executed your contract.
I'm sorry, Eileen, did you want to say something before we go?
Yes. So what we're seeing now will be what the exhibitor sees.
What you're seeing now is basically a step-by-step quick view, obviously, because we'll have a lot of education for our exhibitors on how to set up. It's to give them an idea of how simple it is once you get access to the platform to create your company profile and to create your digital booth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Once you have executed your contract to participate in the New York Now digital market, you will receive an email from hello@swapcard.com, which will include a link to access the market. From there, you will see your user information as well as your brand. For the purposes of this demonstration, we have created a sample brand named Allison Handmade. To edit your user profile, simply click the Edit button. This is where you would upload your headshot, as well as any additional contact information you would like buyers to be able to access. For your company profile, use the top navigation bar and select the Exhibitor Center. This is where you would select your brand, and this brings you into the Exhibitor Center portal, where you will add your company information, logo, as well as products and product information. It's also where you will reply to meeting requests from buyers and keep track of your team's leads and success during the event. You will see the easy-to-follow analytics of your company. For example, the number of views of your company profile, the number of people who have bookmarked your company, the contacts made, as well as the number of confirmed meetings. To create your company profile, simply click the Edit My Company Profile in the right navigation. This is where you will add a header image or video, as well as your logo and company information. For example, to add a header image, simply select the plus button, choose an image. You can use our crop tool to change or alter how you would like the image to look, and save. And there's your image. It's the same process for adding your logo. Simply select the plus button, choose your logo, and save. For those of you who would prefer to have a video show in this header section, simply click the Edit button and use a link from a preloaded video either on the YouTube or Vimeo platforms. Just copy the URL and add it into this section here. That's how easy it is. And you can choose to have it with sound.
Oh, I was just coming as a buyer.
Additional information can be added by clicking the Edit button here. This is where you would upload information about your company and your brand. In addition to that, you can also add your product categories. Product categories will populate, and then you just select them from the drop-down menu. You can also add communities, such as handmade. There's no limit to the number of categories that you can select. And there's additional filters you can choose from, including social media and shipping. Once you have completed this section, you will use the left navigation to add product images. So based on the categories that you have added, you will select that category. And this is where you will add your product images. Simply use the Add button on the right-hand side. From there, you will choose a subcategory in the drop-down menu. In this instance, decorative candles. Add the name of your product. as well as a description. And create. From there, you will add your product image or images. We would suggest if your product comes in more than one color or design, it would make sense to add more than one image. You can share images that show the packaging. You can also select which of the images for that product category you would like to populate as the primary image in the search engine, simply by clicking on the star. There's additional filters you can add at any point, shop by season, materials, technique, new products, and all of the above. Also, you can access in the portal your meetings. Those meetings that are confirmed with buyers will populate in here, along with the date and time of your meeting. This is also where all of the team contacts will populate. Your team will also show in this section. And to add a team member, simply click the Add a Member button. That's how easy and intuitive it is to create your company profile in the New York Now digital market.
All right, so I'm going to unmute myself here. Get out of this screen. We do have the attendee journey now. I think we'll just go right into that. So this journey is giving you a quick front end view of what the buyer will see once they land on the homepage at the digital market. Obviously, this is a quick view into it, and what we want to connect for the brands is for you to see how important it is to set up that digital booth, how important it is for you to set up your company profile, and how important it is those product images, because that's where the discovery starts. And if all that is done, and obviously we're in partnership here, we will walk you through that, then this journey will be the best that a buyer can have. And here we go.
This is the home page of the New York Now digital market, where buyers and attendees will discover brands and makers and products. It's also where they can edit their user profile that will populate here in the left navigation. They can simply edit their profile by adding their headshot or perhaps a picture of their retail store, along with any additional information they wish to share. The journey for a buyer in the New York Now digital market begins with the discovery of brands and makers. That can be accessed here in the destination section or by using the top navigation. The listings of all participating brands will populate here. A buyer can bookmark any of these brands simply by clicking the bookmark icon. All of those bookmarks will populate over here in the right navigation. A buyer can search for brands using the search bar. They can search by product. For example, those brands who have product candle categories will populate in here. A buyer can also filter using any of these categories here, as well as the New York Now sections in the drop-down menu. For example, they can select one or any number of sections, and those participating brands will populate here. To experience what a digital booth looks like in the digital market, we're going to select the sample brand we created, Allison Handmade. Here you will see all of the content and information that we had previously uploaded. A buyer will also see any confirmed meeting that they have with this brand, and they can use the chat window in the right navigation
to connect directly by simply typing a message. The brand can chat directly with the buyer, and using this plus button could even share documents such as an order form or their line sheet or digital catalog. When the digital market event is live, buyers and participating brands will also have the opportunity to use the video chat window, but that will only be available during the live event. So for a buyer, that's how simple and intuitive it is to connect directly with your brands or to find brands. Discovering products is equally as easy and intuitive. The buyer will select either the Discover products in the destination section here, or they can use the top navigation bar. By clicking on the Discover products, the main categories will populate along the top navigation, and there are arrows that will expand the additional categories. From there, they can select a particular product category, and they also have the option to add any of these additional filters. They can also use the search bar to perhaps look for a particular color candle. Those candles will then populate in this section here. Going into the subcategory of decorative will then populate only those products that used that subcategory in their keywords and descriptions. It's very important for exhibitors to provide as much searchable keyword and descriptive information for buyers during their search. Clicking on any of these items can add them to the buyer's wish list. To learn more about the product, the buyer simply clicks on the selected item, where they will see the additional product images that were added by the company, along with any descriptive information. There is an additional opportunity here for them to bookmark this brand. In the attendee section, this is where all of the connections and networking happens. The system will provide a list of recommended contacts they should meet. By clicking on any of the selected contacts, you will get to see all of their contact information, as well as their available time to set up a meeting. Simply use the Send Connection Request button in the right navigation to set up a meeting. The Experiences tab is where all of the digital market events, such as the digital talks and the New York Now Digital Awards, will be happening. That information will be populated during the live event. In the My Event tab, buyers will be able to see their full schedule of confirmed meetings. They can also see all of the additional events that they have booked, as well as the contacts and connections they have made so far, and those companies that they have bookmarked. All of the meetings can be added directly to your calendar by using the X button. As you can see, navigating around the New York Now digital market, whether it's searching for brands or discovering new products, is both easy and intuitive for attendees and buyers to the market.
Wow, what a great platform.
Our questions are adding up. Tim, would you like to talk about pricing and packaging and packages that are available before we go into this Q&A?
Yeah, I think we actually, in a couple of slides, will be able to cover packages directly. So I'm happy to do that right now. Meg, do you want to go forward to the next page and we can come back to the tips?
Sure.
So as I mentioned earlier, we have 3 packages: Activate, Accelerate, and Captivate. Activate is the entry point package, priced at $600. It's designed to be a very affordable entry point for our exhibitors. Within that, there's all the functionality you'd expect. So there's the ability to research and request to connect with buyers, also to receive recommendations of buyers to meet with based on the AI and machine learning. Exhibitors can book one-to-one meetings of buyers and sync them with your calendar, be it Outlook or Google, whatever calendar you're using. There'll be live chat with buyers, live video with buyers, and you can include in the booth either live or taped video at the top of the booth in the profile. So that's the Activate package. Mid-level is Accelerate. And there's really, the benefit here is driving more traffic to your booth by highlighting your brand in 3 more areas of the platform. So that's the 1, the new product listing, 2, the show specials, and 3, the live watch now tab. So let me talk about live watch now for a second. So as Sandra mentioned in the recording, there's going to be sessions and content under the experiences tab. Now, when those sessions and content are not live, there will be video from brands, so it's brand storytelling, product pitches playing on the live watch now tab. So it's another opportunity to get your video and get your brand in front of buyers. The third package at top level is Captivate at $17.50. So we wanted to create a package that offered exhibitors even more exposure to our community of retailers through advertising on the site, email promotions, and social media presence. I should note there is limited inventory for this package because of some of the promotional opportunities associated with it, so there will be a wait list for that package. One final point I wanted to make around all of these packages: they all come with complimentary access after the live show days finish on October the 7th, and we're also bundling access for November and December complimentary for exhibitors who sign up for October. Typically, access for November and December would be $300, but we are bundling that for our initial customers.
So I'll go back to tips. And I can see the questions coming in. I know there's a lot of questions on setup, and our commitment to you, to our community, to our brands is support. Right? We are going to make sure that you know how to use the platform, that you understand how to best use your time to make sure that your digital booth is where it needs to be. And that's going to be through webinars with our swap card experts. A handful of my team are experts themselves right now. So we definitely do have a big group of people that are able to get one-to-one if needed, on extra group calls. So definitely that's our commitment. An exhibitor manual. I know we all hate the exhibitor manual. It's not, our usual exhibitor manual. This one is intuitive. It's easy to use. You'll understand it. It has beautiful images. So our promise to you is that you'll get an exhibitor manual that will make sense. Digital booth audits, yes, it's a thing, and yes, we're going to be doing it. New York Now and Emerald as a company has committed to making sure that each booth is looked at by somebody that knows the platform before we go live, and we will provide you with feedback. Good or bad, you will hear from us. And again, practical information on how to use the platform. I can see a lot of questions coming in on products, how to upload them, bulk or API and all that. We'll answer all of that in the webinar. What I can tell you right now is that we were able to do it ourselves. It's a sample company that we created, Allison Handmade, and it was great, and it functioned fine. And at the end of the day, you do have to put time into your digital booth. It's not going to be API fed. You really do need to put time in. And going back to what Sandra said in her demo, the biggest thing that I wanted to take from this webinar is that everything that you put into your digital booth is searchable. Every little word that you put in there, any way that you label your product images, all that is searchable. That's how the system works. we feed in to the AI and the machine learning. The AI is what we're feeding in, right? So it's what the profile of the attendee with the profile of your company and your digital booth. That's the AI. The machine learning is then the engagement and the interaction that we do while at the digital market online. So when they come together, that's when you have an awesome experience. And obviously promote that, that's what we do. We're very excited. This is what I do. I get excited when I talk about marketing, and I'm super excited about the platform. So you better believe it that we're going to be, promoting the heck out of this. So that's our promise to you and our commitment. And you also need to promise us that you're going to take the time to make sure that your digital booth is where it needs to be.
And during the setup and during entry and uploading the information, the platform will be prompting the user as they go to help?
Yes, definitely. So that's why, swap card, if you see, it's kind of like set up in cards, sections, if you want to call it sections. And it's almost like, when I'm talking to my team about it, it's like LinkedIn, right? You have different little sections. And when you're viewing the digital booth as a brand, as an exhibitor, you can see all the little edits, icons in your booth. The buyer doesn't see that, obviously, because they want to have access to edit the booth. But you can edit your booth at any moment in time. You could be live in the market and be like, shoot, I have a misspelling here. Let me edit this. And misspellings are a big deal. That could be it in the search function. But it's very intuitive and easy to update.
And you mentioned this, and did you answer, is there an API interface for adding products, and can they add products in bulk, or must it be one by one?
So, API is not available. And the reason for that is that if going back to the demo, each product has its own page. You want to take care of that. You want to make sure that the images that you're uploading in there, that they're the correct images and the right keywords are attached to it. And I saw something come in where it's like, well, I might have a product that falls into different product categories, but it's the same product. Do I have to upload them, in different places? Well, that's where the keywords come in, and that's where the search filters come in. You don't have to do that, but the more information you add in about that product and that product page, that will be the success of making sure that it comes up when somebody's searching for it in a different way with a different filter.
Just to jump in there, Eileen and Meg, there was a question around how much time exhibitors will have for setup. So let me just walk everyone through next steps and process, so that's clear, and it should address a few of the questions as well. So right now we're going to do Q&A, and we'll go into detail there. After this, feel free to contact your salesperson. They can talk you through the sign-up process. The platform will go live for exhibitors on September the 1st. And by that, we mean you'll be able to set up your digital booth and begin the process that Sandra talked you through. There will also be training webinars available from Swapcard to help with that process as well. What that means in practical terms is you would have 1 month from September the 1st pretty much to set up the digital booth. Registration for buyers will open in early September, and then buyers will be live on the platform from October the 1st, and that's really your cue to begin to set up meetings with buyers. The live show days then open on the 3rd of October, and that's when the digital booths are open for business and the experiences go live. Throughout that whole period, from now onwards, obviously feel free to come to us, come to your salesperson with questions. As Meg mentioned, members of her team are now officially dedicated digital market experts, and they're available to answer questions and work this out together. Just one other thing I wanted to mention before we go into the Q&A in more detail. So we're really excited to go on this journey with all you guys, and there's so much buzz around our team. Like I said, we come to you with commitment and dedication to help you get business done during this weird year. We start the journey with great confidence and optimism about the way the market can help you do business. Now, I'm also a realist, so I recognise we're on a journey together. There's great possibilities what we can accomplish together, but we're very open to feedback as we go, and we'll work with you to be successful. So with that, I think, Eileen, can you delve into the rest of the questions that Meg and I have not answered so far?
Yes, absolutely. And many of them are about the upload. So I'm going to bulk them together a little bit, the use of Shopify export CSV or Excel, will those platforms be compatible? And when applying to several categories, each category, will they have to be uploaded separately, or is that where the AI comes in to separate and bring up a product in several categories when appropriate?
So each product will only need to be uploaded once, and when it's uploaded, it can be tagged for multiple categories or multiple other search terms. So it's only one upload per product.
Great. And then the use of Excel or CSV formats?
Yeah, so that goes into bulk uploads, and that's something that the system is not capable of doing at this moment. But again, we'll work together. If it comes to the moment where, it's either the success of the digital booth or not having enough of the products there for our retailers to discover, then, it's a partnership.
Mm-hmm. Will a buyer be able to search for a product brand name and not just the vendor brand? Can they search by product and vendor?
Yes, that's correct. So basically the way that the platform works is that it has the brands and maker listing, which is basically your regular, exhibitor list, let's just say. In there, you're able to see the brands listed in alphabetical order sometimes. Many times what you'll see at the beginning, you'll see them in alpha order. What the buyer will see is based on their AI, right? So if the buyer is searching a lot of wellness, those brands will come on top for them because the system is saying, this is what we think you're looking for. That's the brands and makers page. The discover product page is where you're able to, in the little search, you can search by a brand, but it's more about searching by the product and looking at the images and seeing, is this something that I want or not? So it has both.
Can videos be uploaded as well as stills?
So you can upload videos to your digital booth, like Sandra showcased in your main page. For the products, what you can't do is do animated GIF. So you can't upload videos per se, but you can definitely upload animated GIFs in there.
With the algorithm, the computer learning algorithm, is there a way for exhibitors to ensure that they are not buried in the listings or bypassed by retail buyers?
That's exactly what it is. It's your digital booth. It's your keywords. It's using the filters that we have available for you. It's if something isn't there and you have a question, it's reaching out to us. It's making sure that you follow the timeline that we're providing, because at the end of the day, it's the combination of having your digital booth with everything that that a buyer would be able to search by, and then being able to be discovered in that way. And it's also about participating. So, one part of the platform that, and the tips that I just remember I forgot to highlight, is that it's also about having enough team members to go into that attendee tab and research buyers. Not just about letting the buyers look for you, you can also look for the buyers. You can go in, you can't get all their contact details if they haven't connected with you. What you can see is their name, their title, and their company name. And then you send them a connection, and if they accept your connection, that's it. You have their information and you can start connecting with them.
So it's a little bit of a matching service as well.
It is, and everybody has to do their part. We're doing our part, and like I said, our commitment is to make sure those digital booths are where they need to be. The brands need to do their part, making sure that they work with us with the timeline, making sure that they understand the platform and do the outreach. And then our commitment also is to our brands, to our buyers, making sure that they know how to use the platform. Our team is going to be doing an attendee version of this webinar to make sure that our buyers are educated on the platforms as well.
And
just to add on the Eileen, on the AI machine learning, in reality, you and I could search for exactly the same search terms, apply exactly the same filters, and get different results based on our browsing history and our interests. The other thing I just wanted to stress was, obviously, our buyers will be searching the platform, looking for brands, connecting with brands, setting appointments, setting up video calls. But brands can also do research in the buyer list to find buyers they think are relevant, send that buyer a request, and if that buyer accepts the request for the meeting, then the brand would have the contact details. But the matching goes both ways.
Mm-hmm. So this goes way beyond just seeing how many views you've got. You know who's looking at your product and at your company.
And just to highlight, I'm sorry, because I saw a question come in on the analytics. In your exhibitor center, you're going to be able to see how many people, how many attendees have engaged with your page. But if that person, that attendee, that buyer has directly connected with you, either they've sent you a connection, live chat, video chat, book a meeting, or you've sent them a connection and they accepted, you're going to have their full contact detail and be able to download that into an Excel format.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to repeat that this webinar will be available on New York Now website as of when?
This afternoon.
Great.
Later this afternoon. I just realized it's 3 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. How many images can you have per product?
There's no limit on the images per product, but obviously I would recommend no more than 6. I mean, how many images can you possibly have? Unless you have a variation, let's say you have different color of a certain product, then, obviously we go ahead and upload. But there's no limit on the image upload for each product.
And how many team members can be registered for one digital booth?
There's no limit.
Great.
I love that word. It's great, right?
Yes, no limit. Yes. Can buyers place orders on the platform, or is it simply a discovery and marketing tool?
A discovery and marketing tool. We thought long and hard about should it be an e-commerce or transactional platform. Both the buyer and exhibitor research we did on that was actually split, and we took the decision for now. There's actually enough wholesale e-commerce platforms competing out there. We want to be the platform that drives business to your existing wholesale e-commerce channels rather than muddying the waters with another e-commerce platform.
So this is a very good in-depth question. As a wholesale importer and distributor, we carry multiple brands. Many of our customers find us through searching the brand names of the companies we carry and finding us as the distributor. How will that work during the searching process within the platform? And will people have to search the distributor, the rep, by only their company name, or can people search the brand names? How in depth can they get, and how many ways can they be found?
So obviously the webinar is recorded, and we can go back and look at the filter in the demo. There is a filter for showrooms, reps, and collectives. So the way that it's going to function, you obviously have to talk to your sales rep and figure out what the package details. But every brand associated to that showroom will have a digital booth as well as that showroom. So that means that now we take care of all the filter. So you can search by the brand, you can search by the showroom or the rep, and those brands come up.
How do live meetings take place on the platform? What options do exhibitors have to present during a live meeting?
So the software that they use is integrated into your digital booth. So think about, everybody uses Zoom. So think about Zoom. We're on Zoom now. It's integrated, but it's not Zoom, what we're using. I'm just putting that as a, just letting you know, like that's the functionality. When you go in and you book a meeting, you then log into this platform inside the digital booth where you can have video conversations. The other part to it, which is also in the demo, is you can easily go into the little chat box and just put, hey, I would like to schedule a meeting, or hey, I'm interested in this product. Can you send me more details? It also has the video functionality. So you can easily, if you're a person that prefers to talk and see somebody, you can click on that video functionality and be able to instantly connect with the brand as a buyer.
Does the system provide recommendation contacts or contact suggestions, or is it, or do exhibitors, are exhibitors made aware of these buyers who are interested in them?
The system does that, yes.
And,
so
and how does that happen? What
so
does
in
the
the
exhibitor receive?
Okay, so every team member for every digital booth has their own profile. So that means that if I'm part of Allison Handmade and you're part of Allison Handmade, but maybe I'm tasked with looking with people that are more interested in accessories and you're more looking for those that are in wellness, you and I will get different recommendations in the attendee tab of what retailers to reach out to, because the system is looking at what we're looking at what our profile is. That's why it's important. Company profile, digital booth, and your own team profile is all part of the experience and the machine learning.
Great. And all appointment times, are zone differences taken into consideration while setting them up?
Yes, so the system knows where you are, and obviously the main zone is Eastern time, is our show time zone, but the system knows where you are. So, you know, in a sense, if you are in Paris, it's going to give you Paris time together with our time. The great thing about the digital booth also is that when you log into a digital booth, it's only going to show you when you're available and when a team member in that booth is available. Mm-hmm. So that way, when you book that meeting, you know that it's available. It's not a if or, it's you're booking a meeting on a slot that's available.
Great, and all time zone sensitive and aware. How many products do you recommend? Is there a number that has maximum, optimum effect? And how many photos are recommended per product? Does it make any difference?
I mean, I feel that really depends on the individual brand and the number of products the brand has. If you have a candle that comes in 6 different colors, obviously upload 6 different images. I think, you know, to be discovered, the more content, the better. I think it really needs to be brand specific to decide. I noticed there were a few questions coming in as well, just want to jump in around buyer registration. Yes. So the registration process will be New York Now's typical process. So all retailers will be credentialed as normal.
Okay. And Tim, can you repeat what you said about bundling for the fall after the show is over?
Sure, yeah. So the 3 base price points, $600 for Activate, $1,100 for Accelerate, and $1,750 for Captivate. All of those packages include access for the entire month of October. And as a one-off, they all include access for November and December as well.
Yeah, and just to add something, I do want to stress that the sooner you sign on, obviously the more marketing and exposure you will get, and the easier it's going to be to attract buyers from all over the world to be able to say, this is where I want to be because all these amazing brands are there. We're committed to promote, like I said, the heck out of this digital market, but we need to make sure that you're committed to it as well. And one of the things that we have also that wasn't highlighted in the demo is that there are industry discussions that we will do as well. So if there's a topic that you want to talk about, let us know, and we'll definitely figure out if we can add it in. But the platform is all about connection and networking and discovery, and we want to see you online.
Okay. Repeat one more time. When will stores be able to start researching, and when will the digital market open for vendors to start uploading?
So vendors will be able to upload from exhibitors from September the 1st. So the exhibitor center will open. So the back end piece where you upload your images and your product description and do your keywords, that would open from the 1st of September for exhibitors. Then the registration will open for buyers on the plan is September the 8th, and then buyers can be on the platform from October the 1st. So October the 1st is the cue for buyers and brands to begin to set meetings with one another for the live show days, which start on the 3rd of October, Saturday the 3rd.
Yeah, but please note that, before, October 1st, we're going to be sharing all the brands that are joining us for the digital market. So it's not just, they're not only going to learn on October 1st. On October 1st, they're going to be anxious to go in and set up their meetings because they know from the marketing that we're putting out there who's going to be available on the New York Now digital market.
And Tim, for the Accelerate package, if they don't have a video, is there another option?
They said all of the three packages allow video inside the digital booth. So the profile header can either have video or an image. Now for Accelerate, it would require a video to put within the live Watch Now section. That is powered by video.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw a question come in around, sort of jump around, just around will the virtual markets that have sections such as handmade, luxury, lifestyle, accessories? For sure. So on the brands and makers search on the left-hand side, the top search filter will be New York Now sections, and underneath it will be product categories, underneath that communities, and then a few others. So yeah, the classic New York Now sections will definitely be represented through this platform. That's very important.
Great. Can an exhibitor provide and post a brochure?
Yes, so that's the document section. So there's a section in your digital booth that allows you to upload documents, so catalogs, lines, whatever it is that you have in PDF format, you can upload in there.
Great. We're starting to get some repetition here. Are the demo videos you just showed available on YouTube? I would say they're available in this webinar repeat, yes?
Yes.
Okay, great. What size photos are you requiring?
So we'll have a full spec sheet. The platform itself has a great cropping tool, and so you're able to upload and crop in there. But if we will provide specific what we recommend the size file should be and the size of the image so that the uploading is seamless and you don't have to do a lot of cropping. But again, the system itself, you don't have to do the cropping beforehand. It does it inside the platform.
How will WFTO Fair Trade members be highlighted?
Yeah, so under the search terms on the brand and filters page, there will be a collabs filter. And then underneath that, we plan to have a filter for WFTO. So when the buyer clicks on WFTO, all the WFTO brands would pop up on the right-hand side.
Okay.
I just saw another question I wanted to pick up on, Eileen, was around winter 21, and if we go virtual for winter 21. What I can assure you is that winter 21 will definitely be a hybrid event, so it will hopefully be in person and digital. If it can't be in person, it will be digital only, and the information will be stored on the platform, so our brands will not have to upload the information again.
Meg, what type of social marketing and emails will New York Now be doing for the show?
So we have a full-blown integrated marketing campaign that our senior attendee marketing manager is currently working on, Trish. And so it's organic social media posting, but we're investing heavily in our PPC campaign, so pay-per-click. We want to make sure that we get out there to our buyers, that they understand that we have a digital market, and it's globally. There's no issue in traveling to the digital market. It's just logging in. And in terms of email, we use Marketing Cloud, which is part of Salesforce. And it's a system that allows us to do emails within a journey. So it's all about the attendee journey, not just in the digital marketplace, but also how we communicate with them. So there's going to be tons of marketing going out there digitally.
And how is New York Now finding new stores and buyers?
Well, that's through social media. It's through list curation. It's through our buyer relations team, who is always talking to visiting stores and talking to them and figuring out who else needs to know about New York Now. So it's a handful of things that they all come together integrated. It's not just one thing.
And your buyers list, how are you keeping them updated, especially with this very fluctuating environment, especially for retail?
Well, one of the things that New York Now developed was the Share Support Spend campaign. And with that, we developed a lot of digital talks, podcasts, and obviously our digital market. So what we're trying to do is deliver practical content, like Tim was saying before. It's not just, there's so many webinars out there. I don't remember the last time I saw so many webinars in my emails coming through. So we want to make sure we go through that noise and that our audience understands that when they log in to listen to a digital talk or a podcast or engage with us, it's because it's something that's going to be useful for them.
Yeah, so as part of Share Support Spend back in the spring when that kicked off, when we were launching webinars, the most successful ones we had in terms of buyer engagement was really practical content. So how can retailers take really good photographs of their products? How can they create really good videos of their products? So we learned from that, people want practical content that helps them be successful, and that's what we'll be replicating with the digital market.
Mm-hmm.
There's some great questions coming through here. I hope you don't mind, Eileen, if I just jump in.
No.
There was one around exposure to our European audience. So I don't have at my fingertips exactly how many buyers we have in our database from Europe, but it's definitely a sizable number, and we will be promoting the market to them. And what's exciting about being digital is our reach is so much greater. So brands and buyers can join from all over the world who perhaps might not be able to usually. So we're definitely planning for this to be a very strong US market, but also to have a big international component as well.
Tim, we have an exhibitor that wants to sign up for the Captivate package, and it's not showing on his contract. So how are you dealing with that? Right,
so the Captivate contract is limited edition. Because the banner ads and the social media, we only have so much bandwidth we can show. So for that reason, it's limited edition. So that particular exhibitor should reach out to their salesperson and have a conversation about that. Now, because it's limited edition, we are having to figure out which brands are most appropriate for Captivate. So there may be a wait list. But yeah, the plan should be to reach out to their salesperson.
Okay, great. There's a lot of concern about really uploading a lot of product. We have one exhibitor here that has 500 products. They're asking about uploading on line sheets. What kind of advice do you have, Meg?
Well, I think it just needs to be one-to-one conversations. And the sooner you sign up, the sooner we can have those conversations to figure out how we can best go about doing that. Like I said, we have good support. We're a good team, and we have a lot of experts on staff as well as Swapcard. So we'll figure it out.
And it's limited to 100 products per brand, but brands can also upload a PDF lookbook or PDF information into the document center if there's additional products that they'd wish to showcase.
Is there a special app that has to be added onto the platform for monetary transactions, or does the platform allow exhibitors to sell and receive money directly through the platform?
There are no transactions on this platform. That's the decision that we deliberately took. I think sometimes that can be very complex to set up, and there are many alternatives for that, of course. Now, what we can do is could place a link to the third-party wholesale e-com site that you guys work with in the booth. Then the the buyer can click on that link, and then in a new window, that third-party website would open. So we can link to other sites, but no transactions on the platform.
So, that means that not only bookmarking a company or making appointments, you will provide that so that they could move on and actually contact the buyers who are interested. Let's see. So one by one, everybody's very concerned about how to input, but
it's really simple.
Yes, let's emphasize how user friendly it is and how the prompts will help.
It is very user friendly, and once you're in there, it's just going to be intuitive. Yes.
Great. Do you have all of this information on one document that you can share?
Yeah, so if there's a sales sheet, there's a sales deck. If you go onto the nynow.com website, you'll see a web slider and it clicks on learn more. From there, you can access it. We'll also make sure that it's in, actually, I guess, Tim, reaching out to one of the sales reps as well, right?
Yeah, and around the time the platform opens for exhibitors to upload their information, there will also be an exhibitor manual available that goes through some of these more technical details.
And which of the features can they access during the show days, such as video chat?
All of it, yes. So video chat, regular chat, and booking a meeting. All of that will be available. Plus our content, live content, awards. I mean, it's going to be full and rich of experiences for everybody.
To follow up on the question around international, the buyer relations team is letting me know live that around 15 to 20% of our buyers are international. So we're definitely hopeful of giving good exposure to international buyers for brands on the program.
Do you have any assistance or direction for international shipping? We have an exhibitor here that's located in Mexico, and that's where they'll do their shipping from. Why would that be different from any other?
I mean, I guess it depends if the exhibitor is already set up to ship to the United States or not. So I think we need to take that one offline, understand kind of one-on-one exactly what the question is.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to repeat that this platform is not compatible with a Shopify, correct?
Yeah. Sorry, Tim, go ahead.
I say brands can link out to Shopify, but it's not integrated with Shopify.
Do you have any plans to highlight the handmade section?
Yeah, so all of the New York Now sections will be highlighted under the New York Now section search filter, and there will be particular promotions around each section as well. So definitely it will be very easy for buyers to find those well-known classic New York Now sections on the platform. That'll be very clear in the search filters.
Mm-hmm. Will you be promoting each of those sections separately?
Yeah, we always do. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Can the vendors connect with buyers between September 8th and October 1st before it opens to the buyers?
So they can't connect with buyers on the platform until it opens up October 1st, but they can connect via our marketing promotions as soon as they're signed up. So, you know, the thing here is sign up and, you know, you're in our promotions as, you know, within 2 weeks after you sign up on our social media platforms, in our emails, and that's where buyers are seeing what to expect at the digital market. So I can't stress it enough. The sooner you sign up, the more exposure you have and the better it is for a buyer to understand and know who's going to be at the market.
Is museum source included in the categories?
Not at present, no, we haven't had a conversation in museum source.
We're open to it.
Yep, we're definitely open to partnerships to drive this. I know someone's asking me to repeat my comments around number of products. So per brand, so per digital booth, there can be a max of 100 products uploaded per booth, but there can be multiple images per product.
How will you connect? How will you protect the vendors and their original designs and brochures from those who just might be, perusing? And how do you verify the buyers? Are the vendors protected in such cases?
We do. So we're a qualifying show. So our registration is through our original Experience platform. And you have to fill out a form and you need to submit information, credentials about who you are. And there's different levels of access for an attendee. So an attendee that's a student will be able to view the listings, but they can't access the digital booth. Versus an attendee that's a retail buyer and a press media, they will be able to access the digital booth because both of them bring value to the brand.
Mm-hmm. While somebody is setting up, they might be setting up in the wee hours of the night. Will there be somebody to chat with to advise them when they get stuck with questions?
Well, we are going to be setting up a New York Now digital booth, which obviously will be active on October 1st. But in the meantime, we're here. I'm live 7 to 7. So if it comes into 7 a.m., 7 p.m. ET time, you'll definitely get somebody. If not, it'll definitely be the next morning. We have to sleep.
Okay. And Tim, will pricing for January digital market be the same?
We haven't published prices for January yet, so we'll see how things shake out.
And is there a cost for buyers to join
There is
the
no cost for
platform?
buyers, no. It's just like think of the in-person event when it comes to registration, same type of credentialing and no cost for qualified buyers. It's all about a qualified quality audience of retailers.
And for how long will the buyers have access to the exhibitor profiles after the event?
So the buyers will continue to have access right through until the end of the year. So the platform will be live as is through December. It's going to be live next year as well. But the initial pricing, like I said, bundles October, November, and December. And we will continue to promote throughout those months, so buyers have access to the digital booths. Now, I would expect in November and December, not all of our brands are going to be manning the digital booth 24/7, and that's okay. So it could be more about buyers setting appointments with brands for follow-up. But during the live show days, we definitely encourage you all to be manning that booth as long as possible to take advantage of the traffic that's going to be coming onto the site.
Is it possible to link buyers directly to a B2B e-commerce platform such as Faire, for example, within the New York Now platform?
Yeah, so it's basically just like Shopify. You can put a link to your e-commerce wholesale platform, and they would link and go outside and finalize the purchase if that's what they want to do.
Is it possible to attend just to look at the products and brands? This exhibitor will set up a store in some months and was going to attend to the trade show just to walk it and look for items for the future store. So is there that possibility that a future retailer might be able to peruse?
That has to go, send me a note. I'll connect you with our buyer relations person. It needs to be a qualifying retailer. It's the same process. We need credentials. So if that's there and we can verify that this is a retailer that is doing their research to open up their store, then yes, definitely.
Is there an easy way to download the leads that are generated, some sort of a document?
Yep. It's basically 2 or 3 clicks and you get an Excel file with all the information.
Great, they'll have contact information as well.
And I want to stress only those buyers that directly connected with you within the digital booth environment, meaning they either connected via chat, via video, or requested a meeting, or those that you as a brand sent a connection with and that buyer accepted. That is the only way that you're able to get their contact information, full contact information, and be able to download it.
Mm-hmm. I want to repeat to those who missed the beginning of this webinar that this will be repeated online, available immediately after this Q&A and when we're completed here. So you'll have the opportunity to hear everything that you missed. Tim, can you just repeat the 3-level prices right now, just to repeat those prices only?
Because they're so great, Tim. Come on.
I can. Now this drilling is finally catching up with me. It was quiet most of the time. I will repeat. So the Activate package entry point $600. The Accelerate mid-level package $1,100, and then Captivate, which is the limited edition package, at $1,750.
Mm-hmm. Did you address the October date and how it relates to Christmas and receiving and being able to ship at very, very short notice for the Christmas holiday? What were your thoughts behind that?
Yeah, so hopefully you guys can still hear me with this drilling. But the idea is, yeah, like I said at the start, we've been very thorough and done a lot of research around this. We didn't want to launch something hastily before we were ready. In an ideal world, would we have been a few weeks earlier? Possibly, but I'm a firm believer in doing it right rather than rushing it. So early October are the dates, and certainly from our research of buyers, there are buyers who want to place orders for the holiday then for, it's more going to be immediate ship than made to order, absolutely, but we are hoping there will be holiday buying taking place on the platform for sure.
Mm-hmm.
There was a question I saw around can buyers download product images from the site? I'm pretty sure they cannot, but we will double check that.
Mm-hmm. And what type of buyers are joining the market, or are you expecting to join the market?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's new and prior buyers, so it's our VIP buyers and it's our club. So when you go into more details into that, our independent specialty retailers, our museum stores, our spot. I mean, it's the same audience that you would expect at the live show, at the in-person show. Sorry, but probably broader, because we're expecting more global audience as well. You know, we're going to be able to reach people that or retailers in the sense that maybe couldn't travel to the show.
Mm-hmm. How will the vendors' prices be seen? Who can see those prices?
So that's that's really up to the brand. So if in your product description you add in prices, then anybody that's a qualified attendee, we go back to retail buyer, specialty store, independent retailers, everybody's going to be able to see those prices. So it might be best, if you don't want to share your prices just with everybody, that you wait for that one-to-one connection. You know, either do the outreach and wait for that connection and send them the information, or wait for them to connect with you. Either way, it's all about the level of sensitivity that you as a brand have or don't have with your rates.
And media are also invited, and do they have a separate portal?
Media is also invited, and what we will have is the New York Now information booth. And within the New York Now information booth, and this is something for our media guys, if you're listening to us, what we're trying to create there is a digital magazine bin. So anybody that wants to participate, let us know. The digital editions need to be free for everybody to access. But the idea is obviously that we have our media attend, and we're going to be giving them full access to the site. So that means that if they're interested in doing an article about your product or your brand, they're going to be able to link to you directly and connect with you.
And for pre-show marketing and public relations, how will you determine what images or exhibitor images you'll be using? Will you be taking it from the site itself?
Usually what we do, we need a release. So there's always a form that participating exhibitors need to fill out and submit their images to us. You know, we're not able to just use your images in promotions without permission. So that's usually what we do. You're going to get that link after you confirm your contract with us, and then you're going to be able to submit your images to us. As soon as you submit your images, the sooner we start promoting it.
Great. And have buyers started to register?
Registration hasn't opened. Registration opens the first week in September, right after Labor Day.
What we can tell you is that when we surveyed our buyers in May about this, 80% were saying, you guys, we really want you to do this. We really want a digital version of New York Now. So we're expecting fantastic feedback from buyers once we open Reg.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had a lot of interest. We have our buyer relations team out there. Amy has had a lot of feedback, and we know that buyers are anxiously awaiting the digital market.
Mm-hmm. Great. I would suggest to all viewers, if they've missed any questions or if they've missed any information on pricing, that they review this webinar again. and also speak with your New York Now representatives and Meg's team. They're there to help you and to answer these questions as many times as you need them answered. Also about pricing, you can talk to the team and they can go into specifics. I see some questions about not-for-profits and things like that. So talk with your team representatives and review this webinar again. Are we okay on time? Or do you think that we need to wrap up right now? Going over around 25 minutes or so. Any questions here that, that we should address quickly? We tried to stick to the questions that were about the logistics of the site and the platform itself for immediate immediate backgrounds and info and to address those concerns. Can you talk a little bit very quickly, and then I think we're probably going to have to sign off, about European exposure? That could be very, very exciting for those exhibitors.
Yeah, for sure. So I actually got some information live while we were on from our retail relations team about
Great.
so approximately 15 to 20% of our database of buyers is European buyers. We'll be promoting to the whole database, of course, and I think one of the exciting things, right, about digital is the reach. People don't have to jump on a plane. So we are expecting good European attendance, and we'll definitely be promoting to that group. We're also expecting to have many international brands on the platform as well.
Okay. So Tim and Meg, the questions will continue. Should we answer a few more? I'm going to follow your lead on this.
Well, I think what we should do is, I'm sure there's some very good questions we've not been able to answer on this, but we can review all of them as a team, and then we can put together a document that answers the questions that are coming time and again.
Okay, that sounds great. So on that note, we thank everyone for joining us on this journey. We hope that today's presentation answered at least some of your questions and addressed some of your concerns. And you'll likely continue to have more questions and thoughts, so don't hesitate to contact the New York Now team. Review this webinar, and there will be others. And we very much look forward to working with you on this new New York Now digital market experience. And again, thank you so very, very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Meg and Tim.